she drew wonderful pictures. Her mother was amazed. Whoa, my kid is an artist. But after a week, Bridget got bored. Mom, did I draw on the walls? No. Did I draw on the floor? No. Did I draw myself? No. Well, I didn't get into any trouble, and I need some new coloring markers. All my friends have them. Mommy, there are coloring markers that smell. They have ones that smell like roses and lemons and oranges, and even ones that smell like cow blocks. Mom, I need those coloring markers. Her mother went out and got 500 coloring markers that smell. Then Bridget went upstairs and she drew pictures. Her mother said, whoa, my kid is an artist. But after a week, Bridget got bored. Mom, did I draw on the floor? No. Did I draw on the walls? No. Did I draw on myself? No. Well, I need some new coloring markers. These are the best kind. They are super indelible, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even later coloring markers. Mom, I need them. So her mother went out and got 500 super indelible, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even later coloring markers. Bridget took them and she drew pictures for 3 weeks. Then she got bored. I'm tired of drawing on paper, but I'm not going to draw on the walls, and I am not going to draw on the floor, and I am not going to draw on myself. But everybody knows it's okay to color your own fingernails. Even my mother colors her own fingernails. So Bridget took a purple, super indelible, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even later coloring marker. She colored her thumbnail bright purple. And that was so pretty, she colored all of her fingernails purple, black, and yellow. And that was so pretty, she colored her face purple, green, and blue. And that was so pretty, she colored herself all sorts of colors, almost entirely all over. Then Bridget looked in the mirror. What have I done? My mother's going to kill me. So she ran to the bathroom and washed her hands for half an hour. Nothing came off. Her hands looked like mixed up rainbows. Then she had a wonderful idea. She reached way down into the bottom of her coloring markers and got out a special colored marker. It was the same color she was. She took that marker and colored herself all over until you couldn't tell the difference. In fact, she looked even better than before, almost too good to be true. She went downstairs and her mother said, "Why, Bridget, you're looking really good today." "Right. It's time to wash your hands for dinner." But Bridget was afraid that the special color would not stick to the colors underneath. "I already washed my hands." But her mother smelled her hands and said, "Ah, no soap." She took Bridget into the bathroom and washed her hands and face. All the special color came off, and Bridget looked like mixed-up rainbows. "Oh no! Bridget, did you color your hands with coloring markers that wash off?" "No." "Bridget, did you color your hands with coloring markers that smell?" "No." "Did you use super, indelible, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even later coloring markers?" "Yes." "Yikes!" She called the doctor. "Help, help, my daughter has colored herself with super, indelible, never come off till you're dead, and maybe even later coloring markers." "Oh dear, sometimes they never come off." The doctor came over and gave Bridget a large orange pill. "Take this pill, wait 5 minutes, and then take a bath." So Bridget took the pill, waited 5 minutes, and jumped into the bathtub. Her mother stood outside the door and yelled, "Is it working? Is it working?" Yes, everything was coming off. And Bridget was right. Everything had come off. When Bridget walked out of the bathroom, she was invisible. "Oh no! You can't entirely all over until you couldn't tell the difference? In fact, she looked even better than before. Almost too good to be true. Bridget, you can't go through life like that. You're just a picture. Everybody will know something's wrong. No, they won't. Yes, they will. No, they won't. I told her daddy while he was taking a nap, and you haven't noticed anything yet? Good heavens, yelled her mother, and she ran to the living room and looked at daddy. He looked even better than before. Almost too good to be true. Doesn't he look great? I couldn't even tell the difference. Right, and neither will he, as long as he doesn't get wet.
R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me. When this famous song is blared among a high school dance, many of the teens singing along with this song do not take the time to understand the meaning of the lyrics. So what is respect? The meaning of this word can be endless due to the variety of attitudes that result as a person ages. According to Webster's dictionary, respect is to show consideration or esteem to one another. The problem with respect is that there seems to be a large loss in its value and an increase in disrespect towards one another. Actions speak louder than words, and these actions are speaking out. Advocates for Youth says that youth deserve respect. Today, young people are largely perceived as part of the problem. Valuing young people means they are part of the solution and are to be included in developing programs and policies that affect their well-being. There is a problem with youth and adults respecting their peers, and this needs to be changed. There are several causes and solutions to this problem that I will discuss with you today. As children, we are taught that respect is to be demonstrated in the form of manners, such as please and thank you. They are likely to say the words expected from them when told to do so. Thus, listening is a large factor of respect demonstrated by children. If children are not respectful to their parents, they are punished for this act. They learn to align respect with something that must be done in order to avoid time out or some other form of punishment. The problem with respect when it comes to children is that parents are responsible for their children's displays of respect due to the way they choose to raise their children. According to Steen and Heard, treating teens with respect, a disregard for children as individuals begins when they are infants and escalates throughout the childhood years. Lack of respect for a baby's inner clock can result in inappropriate feeding schedules and nap times. A disregard for children as individuals can sometimes result in sayings such as, "You aren't afraid of that loud noise," or "There's nothing to cry about." The vast majority of children who enter school are expected to learn under a system that does not even respect individual learning styles, temperaments, or abilities. Thus, one of the most endearing qualities of a young child, the urge to be taken seriously, slowly becomes the most ferocious battle for a teenager. Despite the proper raising for parents when children are young, as adolescence is reached, the view of respect seems to have changed. Millions of teenagers have lost all respect they have for their parents, teachers, and authorities. Teens display the attitude that adults are supposed to respect their needs and wants, but it does not seem that the act is returned. Instead, teenagers are taking the value of respect and throwing it down the drain. For teens, respect is like a one-way ticket, as adults can supply respect to their children, but it does not seem that the act is returned. As an adolescent becomes an adult or a parent, the view of respect seems to have changed once again. Respect is like a tree. As it grows older, the branches gradually extend. Like this tree, adults and parents are constantly reminding their children the values and the morals of respect. They help their children to see the impact that respect should play in a person's character and how their peers perceive them when they are or are not respectful. Adults set the standard and the example for their children. The problem with this is that not all adults are proper role models for their children. Alcohol abuse and divorce are becoming two of the main factors in the average family's lifestyle. These demonstrations are giving children the image of how to disrespect not only oneself, but the people around them. This is a problem that due to imitation. Reality television has allowed displays of respect to be sacrificed in order to win a game. Men and women are willing to display sexual actions, profane words, or harsh measures in order to achieve the objective at hand. It is like the money is talking to them and telling them that it is okay to be disrespectful. Television programs have shown youth and adults that the value of respect is no longer a priority to succeed in one's life. Another cause for this lacking of respect is culture. According to Seen and Heard, Treating Teens with Respect, children live in a culture that does not even respect their right to a season of childhood, the time when we are open to the exploration and discovery of our very self. Instead, children are bombarded with carefully aimed advertising, unhealthy sexual attitudes, glamorized violence in the media, and unsuitable role models. Add to the pressure to compete in sports and academics, and a season of childhood looks more like an obstacle course than a desirable period of freedom. Our society offers little or no respect to the basic legal rights of minors. Today, teens search for fairness with adults who tell them that life is not fair. The real world is a tough place, and they need to learn to handle injustice. Often, the achievement of reaching age 18 suddenly turns the child we mistrusted into a trustworthy member of society. There are several solutions towards veering youth and adults to practicing the values of respect. One of these solutions includes a program known as Operation Respect. Operation Respect has recently been implemented into school programs to help promote respect within students and their peers. Don't laugh at me is a theme for this project. According to Operation Respect, it is designed to establish a climate that reduces the social and emotional cruelties that some children inflict upon each other by behaviors such as ridicule, bullying, and in extreme cases, violence. Another solution addressing this problem is to change the way that parents raise their children. In this day and age, parents are trying so hard to please their children that the difference between needing and wanting something is no longer an option. Children need rules and boundaries set so that there are limits that the child must stay within. A child needs limits to help maintain the status that he or she is not yet an adult. Children also need responsibility. In this day and age, kids rely more on their parents than they do on themselves. They expect that their parents will always be there for them, no matter what, whether this be with homework, laundry, or other tasks. Kids need not be so dependent upon their parents and actually have to work for what they want. Despite the fact that respect is viewed in so many ways, it seems that these perspectives are sometimes forgotten. In this day and age, a lack of respect seems to be more of a presence than it has been demonstrated. The value of respect is priceless. Without it, there would be no use for loyalty, honesty, or trust. The point of respect is to care for one's elders and peers enough to want them to trust the words or the actions demonstrated by oneself. If respect is not given, then it will not be received. Thus, we must make it our duties to strive to meet the better qualities of respect. After all, William J.H. Whitaker once said, "The fact that you may retain your self-respect is better to displease the people by doing what you know is right than to temporarily please them by doing what you know is wrong."